Naia Love Stories. Like, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. Every mickle make a muckle, every bickle make a buckle, every lickle make a luckle, you can't lose. One cork or full basket, start with what you have. Soon you'll turn ones into twos. From when Ace was really little, he did really want a muckle, even more than a dog would want a pup. He wished and hoped for a muckle, he begged and prayed when he was stuckle, cause him no say him birthday a come up. The night before he couldn't sleep, he was twiddling his feet. Me can't wait to get the muckle I wished for. But as he tore through the paper, he found out moments later what him was not even half of what he saw. It brought tears to his eyes because he thought he'd arrived at something nice to celebrate his new year. His ma held him and a chuckle. Every mickle make a muckle, but that wasn't what Ace wanted to hear. Him want a muckle, not a mickle. Making a mickle from a muckle at the time just didn't seem so clear. When Ace's mother left, he sat on the edge of the bed. How do you make a muckle from a mickle? He said. Then a bright sparkle made a spickle, so bright that he was startled. He said, me I go find one instead. If you had a mickle, where would you find a muckle? At the shop, in the park, in the big bank? What did his mother mean, every mickle make a muckle? He thought all the thoughts he could thank. If every mickle make a muckle, he could get another mickle and have double the mickles he had before. He searched inner him good for things he'd swap for a mickle. Other things him no want anymore. 2 mickles for the striped tiger, 5 mickles for the gold trombone. In the market, in the car, cause he must sell. 3 mickles for a furry monkey, 6 mickles for the grand piano, and 10 mickles for the galloping gazelle. At first it didn't go well. He even said, "Cha, why the people them not like what me I said?" As Ace hollered and a higgle, trying to sell as them a haggle, they simply walked and turned the other way. It was sad, but he believed if he got enough mickles, he'd make a muckle, so he'd come back the next day. As him go boom, he had the mickles. In fact, too many mickles in the drawers upon him shelf under him bed. He had to see the muckle maker to turn his mickles into a muckle. To the muckle maker's yard, him take the tricky trek. How many mickles make a muckle, Ace asked the muckle maker. The muckle maker said 164. And what the blows and skirt, his jaw dropped to the floor because he knew he had even more. Ace left the muckle maker's yard with not only 1 muckle but 10 times the muckles he had before. His eyes gleamed bright. His mother was right. Every mickle make a muckle for sure. He couldn't wait to tell his mother so they could celebrate together. His mommy told him what she'd said before. Every mickle make a muckle, every bickle make a buckle, every lickle make a lottle, you can't lose. One cork or full basket, start with what you have, and soon you'll turn ones into twos. When you start with a lickle and don't know how to make a lottle, you might feel overwhelmed and confused. But take it step by step, collect it drop by drop. As you go boom, you'll have an ocean to cruise. You saw blue skies where the eagles float on the moon with mongoose and build gold castles on the Caribbean beach. When your mickles make a muckle, your lickle turn into a lottle, and there'll be no destination you can't reach. Every mickle make a muckle, every bickle make a buckle, every lickle make a lottle, you can't lose. One cork or full basket, start with what you have. Soon you'll turn ones into twos. When you're lost for imagination and excitement, you are look. Instead of playing with crumbs if you are twiddle your thumbs, just go and read your book. You've just come in from school now. In the kitchen, your mummy a cook. Take off your shoes, hang your coat where you choose, and go and read your book. Your favorite TV show has finished. Nothing else can keep you on hook. No bother be idle, could even be the Bible. Just go and read your book. You've played hide and seek with your friends then. You've hidden every cranny and nook. Come inside to the place you reside and go and read your book. You finished your dance party and had fun. You sang to your sickety sook. Put down the mic, take some respite and go and read your book. You're bored of computer games now, beating all the levels you could have took. Turn off the console, go down a rabbit hole and go and read your book. You bounced out from your ball game with brother. You could have won but at games in my crook. No worry yourself, just go to the shelf and go and read your book. Rhyme time's done and you're still in the library. Puzzle complete of McFanny's Dog Rook. Too much to explore before you leave the door, just go and read a book. You have to go on a long journey to see your granny in Westmoreland Brook. The roads them are crooked, you'd even want to look at, so go and read your book. You have to spend the summer in country, the only kid in the neighborhood. You fed every goat green grass for them throat now, go and read your book. You've built the tallest sand castles and caught all the crab and fish with your hook. Put down your spade, get in at this shade and go and read your book. You're out to eat in a place nice and fancy. You finish your last slice of char-grilled snook. Hide under the table if you are able and go and read your book. You know you must do your school homework on Great Explorers and Captain James Cook. If you don't know the answer, now better be a chance to just go and read your book. It's cold outside, so the playground is empty. You slid on slides and crept through each strook. Swallow your pride, sit on your backside and go and read your book. You found a tricky word in a sentence. You know you don't want to look like a muck. It's really not that scary to get a dictionary and go and read your book. You're getting ready for bedtime. In the dark, you feel kinda shook. Turn on your nightlight, your thoughts shouldn't fight, just go and read your book. You see, it really don't matter the occasion. There's always a reason for go look. Whether you're big or small, summer, spring, winter or fall, just go and read your book. When you're lost for imagination and excitement, you are look. Instead of playing with crumbs if you are twiddle your thumbs, just go and read your book. Sometimes seeing is believing. Sometimes you have to try it for real. Sometimes those who know might warn us, but who not hear must feel. You may have heard some say listen to your elders. Mama knows best cause she knows the pre. But Ace was always a curious cat and loved to test things out just to see. Some would say Ace was mischievous, some would even call him naughty, but Ace saw himself as a scientist testing out his little theory. One day, Ace took on a challenge, seeing how far he could jump wall to wall. His ma saw him and called out to him, "Ace, ma, you don't drop and fall." But Ace was a little daredevil. He thought his mother was being silly. leaping forward to strengthen his legs and make him free like a frog on Lily. Don't worry, Ma, I'll be fine, it's really no big deal. His ma peered over and said, alright, but who not here must feel. The problem was, Ace stopped listening after he heard, alright. That was his cue to see how far he could jump with all his might. He started off with the short walls first and said, this is easy peasy. Then him take on the taller ones and took his longest leap. Yippee, he yelled as he jumped. In the air he called, I'm free! But as he approached, his foot just missed. He fell and scraped up his knee. Ow! He screamed on the floor. His ma came over and said, you see? She rubbed his knee and cuddled him. Me said, oh no ear must feel. He came inside to clean up and put a medi wrap round his knee. He took a cold compress and said, today, playing outside enough for me. He went upstairs to his room and made a bouncy castle instead. He wanted to see how high he could jump without hitting his head. But Ace didn't own a bouncy castle, though his innovation wasn't dead. So he piled up his sheets and pillows and headed straight over to his bed. Badoof, badoof, badoing, badoing, his mother could hear in her head. She called upstairs and said to Ace, Maya, don't break the bed. Don't worry, Ma, it'll be fine, it's really no big deal. His ma called back and said, alright, but who not here must feel. Ace continued his bouncing game. Higher and higher his bounces would stack. He was dodging the ceiling every time then two twos he heard a crack. One big bounce was all it took for his poor old leg to head through the cushions of his bed sheets and straight through the midline bed. The hullabaloo made his ma come out. When she saw him, she said, you see? She picked him out of the hole in his bed. Me said, oh no, here must feel. Anyway, your dinner's ready. Wash your hands and come downstairs. You can sit down nicely while I get your food prepared. His ma dished rice and peas and chicken with a side of Brussels sprouts. She put down his plate, said, your food is hot. Ma, you don't burn your mouth. Don't worry, Ma. I'll be fine. It's really no big deal. His ma peered over and said, alright, but who not here must feel. Just as Ace got a spoonful to shovel it to the back of his head, he stopped and peered over to his ma and blew the spoon instead. His ma smirked as she looked at Ace. I see you are take time with your meal. And Ace responded, yes, because who not here will feel. Sometimes seeing is believing. Sometimes you have to try it for real. Sometimes those who know might warn us, but who not here must feel. Naia loves stories. Like, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. We all love and care for our parents. Others care more than some. Some even have a favorite, preferring their dad, and others their mum. The funny thing about parents is sometimes unappreciated. We love them but don't realize all the math they do, so we take their time for granted. Ace was one little pickney who loved his ma but feared his father. So when it came to helping around the house, he'd say, "Cha, me can't be bothered." Sometimes he was being lazy. Sometimes he'd start, then leave the rest. But more time he'd walk around unbothered, so him didn't even notice the mess. His ma had so much to do, so she appreciated any little help. But Ace was a charmer. He knew what to say to get his ma to do it herself. Ace had been home all day while his ma had been at work. So his dad prepared the dinner, dumpling a fried, a chicken, a jerk. He played football in the garden, crossbar challenge keep you up at the link. He wanted to be at the top of the league, time flew fast, he didn't even think. Ma came back exhausted and said, before Ace could even blink, "What have you been doing? You couldn't even wash the two little plate them in the sink?" "Oh Ma, you know I'm too short to reach, plus I didn't want to make a mess. I know you're the queen of making plates shine, you have the skill, Joe, you are the best." "No worry yourself," Ma smirked to Ace, "today are for me, tomorrow are for you." "Yes Ma," Ace replied, and Ma washed up. The thing was him a be a gino. Ma was setting the table to eat while Ace and Maya watched TV. Ace's trains had taken over the room, his building blocks as high as the settee. Ma came to call them for dinner. She saw Ace's things from the door. "What have you been doing? You couldn't even pick up the two little tires on the floor?" "Oh Ma, I couldn't break the train set apart. All the pieces kept sticking together." "I know you are the best toy breaker upper. Nobody can do it better." "No worry yourself," Ma smirked to Ace. "Today are for me, tomorrow are for you." "Yes Ma," Ace replied, and Ma tidied up. The thing was him a be a gino. Ma dried the dishes on the drainer while Ace and Maya got ready for bed. "Nobody take long, you have school in the morning," Ma called to them and said. Ma came into the bedroom. Ace was playing, he didn't even brush. "What have you been doing? You couldn't even put the two little clothes in the wash?" "Oh Ma, I couldn't pull my vest from my top, plus I didn't know what was light or dark." "Ma, you know you're the best clothes sorter. For clothes washing, you are the star." "No worry yourself," Ma smirked to Ace. "Today are for me, tomorrow are for you." "Yes Ma," Ace replied, and Ma sorted the clothes. The thing was in my bear gin. That night when they all went to sleep, something happened when Ma was in bed. She took sick, she had a high fever, what she said had manifested. When morning came, Ma was so ill she couldn't even get up. "Hey," she called. Then him start to rush, he didn't hear his alarm clock. "Are you okay?" Ace looked at Ma. He could see she was in a cold sweat. "Not really, Ace, I need your help." Ma trembled, her claws then were wet. "Okay, Ma, what do you need? You really look under the weather." Ma didn't look good. She was sick bad. He wanted his Ma to get better. "I just need some lemon and ginger tea," his Ma began to think. "While you're downstairs, I beg you help me wash the two little plate them in the sink." "Okay, Ma, no worry yourself." Ma loved Ace being helpful. Then Ma sat and wondered, what else could him do? Ace rushed off to help his Ma. He'd do anything to please her. "Thank you, Ace. I beg you take the two little meat them out the freezer." "Okay, Ma, no worry yourself." Ma loved Ace being helpful. Then Ma sat and wondered, what else could him do? Ace ran fast like lightning. "Ace, and why you by the fridge? Can you warm the two little pot them for cornmeal porridge?" "Okay, Ma, no worry yourself." Ma loved Ace being helpful. Then Ma sat and wondered, what else could him do? Ace warmed breakfast for him and Ma. "Ma, I have to go to school." "Oh no, Ace," Ma told him. "Not today, nobody can take you." But go into the bathroom and brush your teeth. You still need to be fresh. Then I beg you sweep the two little dust them from underneath the beds. Okay, Ma, no worry yourself. Ma loved Ace being helpful. Then Ma sat and wondered, what else could him do? When Ace went off to be of help, Monad passed. He had no rest. Get the iron and the two little claws them by the stool that need for press. Okay, Ma, no worry yourself. Ma loved Ace being helpful. Then Ma sat and wondered, what else could him do? Ace rushed off as quick as a flash. All this rest was helping Mother's health. Oh, and Ace, I beg you fold the two little claws them on the shelf. Okay, Ma, no worry yourself. Ma loved Ace being helpful. So Ma sat and wondered, could every day be like this too? By the end of the day, Ace was frazzled. He was tired as can be. He didn't know there was so much to do when he took responsibility. Now he knew Ma was sick and tired. She barely had space to think. All Ma wanted was a little help to wash the two little pit them in the sink. Ma smiled when she saw Ace's face. Thank you for helping my little picnic. No worry yourself, Ace smirked at Ma. Today are for you, tomorrow are for me. From that day on, Ace appreciated his Ma and all the little things that she do. He stopped pretending that he couldn't help and even tidied his mess at home too. You Beard from Morning by Naia Lewis. Do you tidy your room without asking? Do you wash your hands after a toilet sesh? Do you brush your teeth twice for the day? In the morning, do you hold a fresh? Clean children remember their hygiene. They use soap after playing with worms. But Ace and Maya always accidentally forgot because them no really care about germs. They never had any problems with homework, and at school they'd always get a good grade. But one thing the picnic them would always avoid was the bath because them no like for bathe. Ace and Maya were clever little picnics. They were bath shy, but them knew how to chat. So when their parents asked if they had bathed, they'd always have something to say back. It was Saturday, so the kids them were grateful. Finally, it was the weekend. There wasn't anything good to watch on the TV, so Ace and Maya pulled out the paint them. Dad just came back from the bank to make sure the bills them were paid. When he saw them a paint, he thought, but wait, when last did the picnic them bathe? You bathe from morning? Daddy turned to them and spoke. Seen, Daddy, Maya said, and Ace continued to paint. Me just finished this last stroke. Make sure, Daddy gave them a warning. Hold her fresh, you know want to itch. But they wasn't bothered about cleaning their skin, so the paint began to stick. After lunch, they headed to the yard in their same sticky, dirty house clothes. They wanted a treat to sweet their belly bottom, so they decided to pick some mangoes. Dad just finished watching the match. His favorite football team had just played. When he saw them and their mangoes, he thought, but wait, when last did the picnic them bathe? You bathe from morning? Daddy was out of his seat. Soon, Daddy, Ace said, and Maya sucked mango seed. I want to, but throw me a eat. Make sure, Daddy gave them a warning. Hold her fresh, you know want to catch ticks. But they wasn't bothered about cleaning their skin, so the mango juice began to stick. The mango seed slipped through Maya's hand. Under the tree, in the soil, it a squirm. So the kids them decided they might go plant the seeds and cover them up with some worms. Dad wanted to trim the bushes, so he got his gloves and his chopping blade. When he saw them a dig, he thought, but wait, when last did the picnic them beard? You beard from morning? Daddy turned to them with speed. Soon, Daddy, Maya said, and Ears continued to dig. We're just burying this mango seed. Make sure, Daddy gave them a warning. Hold her fresh, you don't want to get sick. But they wasn't bothered about cleaning their skin, so the mud began to stick. The day had passed and the picnic them were still in the yard. Them no beard, but they were full of bliss. They'd been too busy with their bat and ball back and forth playing table tennis. One love, Maya grinned. She was winning. Yes was determined. He took a strong grip. Smash! Zoop! The ball sped past the table and through a hole in the fence it did slip. Oh no! Maya watched the ball land in the neighbor's yard between a rake and a bush. She tried to squeeze through the fence to get back the ball, but it was tight, so Ears did have to push. Normally, this wasn't a problem, but on this day, she never had any luck. Between the paint, the mango juice, and the mud on her skin, she was sticky. Likkle Maya was stuck. Ears tried to help his big sister. The fence was tight on her skin. It's a pinch. Him a push and him a pull, trying to break her free. She was stuck and she wouldn't move an inch. Ace needed his father's help. He couldn't do it. He never know what to do. But when he tried to pull away to go and get his father, he couldn't move. Little Ace was stuck too. Help! Ace called for his father. Help! Likkle Maya called too. What going over there, sir? Dad was confused. He went over and said, what do you? We're stuck! The kids called in frustration. Their skin was sticky when he came to their aid. When he looked at them in the fence, he thought, but wait, when last did the picnic them beard? Your beard from morning? No, Daddy, said his little picnic. You see, Dad puffed as him a looked upon them. He knew what to do to break them free. He got liquid soap from the bathroom and rubbed it on them till they were slippery. He pulled and tugged till Ace and Maya were loose. Finally, the picnic them were free. Thank you, Daddy. They both tried to hug their father, but they were plastered with muddy, soapy paste. Go in at the bathroom and bathe your skin. Now bother make me soap go to waste. Now the picnic them knew why them for bathe their skin. They didn't want to get sticky or get stuck. And who wouldn't want to feel fresh from the morning? Because dirty skin feels absolutely yuck. Naia loves stories. Like, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. Go to your bed and sleep by Naia Lewis. This is the perfect bedtime story for all the children who try to think of every trick in the book to get away without going to sleep. But when you run out of excuses, it's time to go to sleep unless you can think of any more. Are you relaxed and ready to listen? Okay, let's begin. The sun has set and the sky is getting darker. The moon arise. Behind the clouds, it's a peep. The stars are twinkle, shining bright like a diamond. Now, go to your bed and sleep. You had your dinner, so your belly is really full now. Then you said that you feel for something sweet. You had some tea and some sweet Shirley biscuits. Now go to your bed and sleep. You're already bathed, so your skin's nice and fresh now. Your mouth is clean, so you are skin teeth. You've oiled up and your skin smooth and silky. Now go to your bed and sleep. You've watched one last show on the TV. You chose one last book for you to read. You have your favorite toy to cuddle up with. Now go to your bed and sleep. You've told us all about your day's adventures. You found that last missing puzzle piece. You have a drink of water for your bedside. Now, go to your bed and sleep. You gave thanks for the day that you had. You prayed for everyone in your family. You asked for forgiveness, joy, and friendship. Now, go to your bed and sleep. The sheets are dusted, so you can climb in now. There's no duppy on your bed or underneath. The curtains are closed, and you have your nightlight. Now, go to your bed and sleep. Forehead kisses from your loved ones relax you. One big cuddle is all yours to keep. You're all safe and tucked in your sheets now. Now go to your bed and sleep. Your eyes are water, so you start to rub them. A big out your mouth, it's a creep. You feel your eyes them get heavy. Now, go to your bed and sleep. Your eyes lock as you recount your day now. You're so tired, you'd even count sheep. Now, you can rest comfortably alone. Now, go to your bed and sleep. You imagine what tomorrow will be like, the challenges, and how you'll succeed. It's way past your bedtime. You know you're tired. Now, go to your bed and sleep. Your eyes are closed and you see your friends them running around and swinging on trees. The sooner you rest, the sooner you'll be with them. Now, go to your bed and sleep. You're cuddled up now, your head's on the pillow, shoulders relaxed and your eyes them heavy. It feels so good to relax and let go. Now, go to your bed and sleep. Your head is nodding. You can't keep your eyes open. You're walking down a winding path on the street. It's dark outside. Your bed is calling. So, go to your bed and sleep. It feels sweet to be in your sheets now. A smile shines on your face, though it's weak. Your eyes feel so much better when they're closed. So, go to your bed and sleep. There's no other place to be now. In your bed, you start to sink deep. There's no more excitement. There's no more excuses. Now, go to your bed and sleep. Thanks for watching Naia Love Stories. For more stories, subscribe to the YouTube channel. For support with live online learning, head to naialovestories.com and head over to Amazon for Naia Lewis storybooks. Like, subscribe, and share with your family and friends.